Hi, mini bike action. John here, back with my 2019 Vader. As you can see, it's all set up for the track now. Everything's been stripped off that don't need to be there. I've got the old Vader plastic back on it because in case I crash, which it does happen from time to time, got that on it. Got my V2 head dialed in very nicely. It runs beautifully. It really is. You guys will see this when it's on the track and see just how quick and powerful it is and how smooth it revs and stuff. It's pretty nice. So I got all that done. I got the Nibby 26 millimeter flat slide carburetor tucked in there with my 2-inch to 3-inch air boot that goes into the air box, so there's like zero restriction. Found a valve cover vent on T-Bolt homepage. They got more stuff on the homepage than they do on the regular T-Bolt. So got that. I adapted one of the old style oil cooler plates to go on this head. So now I've got my oil cooler put on there better than the way the T-Bolt was as far as I was concerned. So anyway, today I wanted to show, and I also got my KD1s, my Kenda KD1 race spec tires. Deek, 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 deek. This thing's always going the wrong way. So anyway, that's cool, man. I re-geared it. Right now I got a 32 in the back and a 16 in the front because I wanted it to be geared lower so it gets more out of the whole power. So anyway, today I wanted to show you guys, what I want to do is solve the mystery once and for all about your typical Vader factory fork leg. Okay? Blink, blink. All right, so here's all your major components right here. You have your bottom bracket. Okay? You've got your sanction tube. This is the part that slides up and down. Then you have your body of the shock right here. This is the part that bolts to the bike. And then, of course, your spring. And here is the little item that was the mystery, okay, about these forks. Because I know that when I first got the bike, I tried changing different oils in the front end, and it still bounced like a basketball down the road. Thing was a pogo stick. So I had to conclude that these forks had no dampening at all inside. And I'm almost right, because they practically don't. These things work the same way as an RC shock. So it's just a piston with holes in it, and that piston's the same going in the flow is the same going in both directions. It has no one-way valve. Anyway, so here it is. It's like they left out all the intricate pieces. The blow-off valve. They left out they left out all the pieces that make this thing work like it's supposed to. Now, you know, as I looked at these, I thought, well, you know, I mean, a person could put very heavy oil in this and make these slow down, but you still got a really crappy fork. I mean, because of the way this oil passes through here, and then also another thing is that the fitment of this in the cylinder, in your sanction tube, this is where this rides, it's sloppy. It's not even, it really did, so oil is able to pass by this piston as well. So I wanted to show you guys that. People that said that changing the oil did slow it down, and I disagreed. Well, I stand corrected. A person could get slowed down, but this is a very crude method. It's like they didn't want to buy the rest of the pieces for this dampening, this piston and the dampening rod. I don't know. Anyway, a person could take this and make himself a one-way flapper valve, a shim of some kind, and they could put it underneath that and have that shim actually restrict the movement of the fluid coming back the other way. That way you wouldn't have to run such heavy fluid to still get some rebound dampening out of it. So if you wanted to go inside these and do that, you actually could. And you'd have to play around with it, and it's a lot of work to find out if it really works or not. But anyway, and I'll show you how they go together. So here's the part that slides up and down on the bike. This is the bottom part of it. So your dampening rod, if you can call it that, goes up inside there. Okay. Then your spring, and then the end cap threads on here on the end. This end cap. So anyway, there's your cartridge. This is your spring-loaded cartridge that is pretty crude, man. Pretty crude. So anyway, that goes in there, and then this fits into here. Okay. And if I was going to keep these forks, I'd be a lot more careful with how I'm treating the seal and stuff on the end. But I'm not. I don't care. I might make a pogo stick out of this. So anyway, that goes on there, and then at the top, the cap, there's a lock nut. The cap goes on. And that's what basically supports the weight of your bike, is when that cap's threaded into the top of that, you now have a shock. So, very crude setup. And again, a way that they found ways to make every part on that bike cheaper. They left off all kinds of little things that would hold cables, that would hold wires in place. Everything you can think of, they left out. Oh, and then on this, once you got that back together, and this is all tight, this goes on here, and it's threaded on with this bolt. It's not externally threaded. Oops, not externally threaded like most of them. It's just threaded on the bottom, just like the forks I bought. So, that's it. There's the Vader fork. We have solved the mystery of what's actually inside. Somebody else said you could weld up the holes to make it slow the fluid down. You know, I suppose you could do that too, but you're just guessing on what's going to happen, basically. I don't know. Anyway, person wanted to, and it's something I probably would have done. If I'd have known that in the beginning, I probably would have tried to make them work before I spent the money on forks, because I didn't want to spend the money on forks. So I was disappointed that they weren't workable, in my opinion. So that's it for now, you guys. Thanks for watching. Going to be racing my bike first of next month. I'll be up there for 4 days, so I'll get some practice time in and get my bike dialed in. Get all the shit. It has to be. Get the gearing set up. I've got several options on the gearing that I can use. So I'm really looking forward to these tires. Those 140s, they threw the whole handling off on the bike. It really did. It's too tall. The width of it and everything just threw off the way the bike went into corners. It right off the bat feels better. So anyway, that's it for now, you guys. Thanks for watching, and Vader later.